Hello, this is High Templar. Welcome to my Total War Warhammer news video. And today on the official Total War YouTube channel there was a new video published, and this is High Elves Let's Play. And I wanted to go through it. I've made some screenshots and we will talk about what we learned from it. There are stats issues, the stats will be changed. But there is still something to be learned from those stats, even if they will be changed. So, let's have a go. Firstly, Frostheart Phoenix. So, or Phoenix, however you want to pronounce it. This is a monstrous beast, and this is quite interesting one because in the tabletop it's very tanky, and in here it is even more so. So we have 80 armor and 6000 health. So significantly more than Forest Dragon, for example. With high leadership, very high speed, very decent melee defense. This Frostheart Phoenix, and he will have aura that will be freezing the enemies. We don't know how this aura works yet, but if it works similarly like in tabletop, he will be even more tanky, which is pretty cool. You have a tank, and this is a flying tank. Tank in the sense of soaking up damage. So, pretty interesting. We'll have to wait and see how powerful that one will be, because it would be really strange if he will be indeed more powerful than the Forest Dragon. And the Forest Dragon is not that good right now. We have Swordmasters of Hoets, which are not the highest armor for this quite high rank infantry, but this is very interesting. They are both armor piercing and anti-infantry, but they have way higher stats than your Imperial Greatswords. This will have to change because those guys are just too good for what they do. They also are deflecting the arrows that are coming into them with their swords. So it's a bit ridiculous. It remains to be seen what is the anti-infantry bonus in life. But this unit is very powerful indeed. Then we have Eagle Claw Bow Thrower, and while what we can see right now, this might go to change, but it is anti-large. So it will put more damage into anti-large, but there are two different kinds of ammunition, and I will show that, which will not be changed. And it's very cool. But the range seemed to be on the low side, below 400 meters. So that's not great. High leadership and decent armor will allow those guys to stay in decent in the match between, say, dwarven cannons and those guys. It should be decent. It remains to be seen how accurate those guys are, but they will not run very easily. Then you have your standard Spearmen, which are very much similar to their Wood Elven counterparts. Then we have Lothran Sigurd, and Lothran Sigurd is very interesting unit indeed. So we've been talking about it before. Those guys have charge defense versus large, as you can see, because they sport spears and shields, and they have decent armor, and they shoot. So this is a very versatile unit. You cannot charge it. It will be hard to get those guys. They have very decent stats for melee. That is 24 and 48. That is decent stats. They have, well, they health is on the low side, so if you have to basically attack them with infantry. And with a speed of 33, it won't be super easy. I mean, yes, they will be caught eventually, but in general, it's not going to be easy to find those guys. There is 90 of them, so they have low health, and this will be their main undoing. We have Flame Spire Phoenix, which is, as you can see, slightly less health than Frostheart and a lot less armor, but higher speed, very nice melee attack, very low melee defense, so it's very different, and he has some abilities that I will talk about in few moments. We have seen actually those abilities in the Let's Play, and it's quite amazing actually, but they are a downside to it. He also have Rebirth, which is, I mean, come on. Rebirth as in, if he is killed, there are chances he will go back. And I'm not sure how it will work in Total War, what will be the chances, if it will be 100%. He will just come back with some health or not, we will have to wait and see. Now Phoenix Guard is obviously a highest rank infantry, and those will be similar to, say, Chosen with halberds. However, as you can see, are not that super great. They do have 100 armor, but they have only 6800 health. There is 100 of them, so that's pretty normal. But again, weapon strength 35, armor piercing quite obviously, but melee defense only 45, melee attack only 32. So they have charge defense versus all, as you can see, and they have some additional abilities that might make them more powerful, but for now, nothing special really. Then we have Dragon Princess, which is a heavy shock cav, and as you can see, those guys rock to a point. They do not have bonus versus large, and they are not armor piercing, but they do have very decent strength, they have very decent stats, they have amazing charge bonus, and they will be very nice to use. Also, as you can see, some resistance to physical and magical damage, I mean fire damage. So there was some discussion on the Spearman, and as you can see here on the Spearman will not have a shield wall. There will be no active ability like shield wall like we had in Rome 2 and Attila, which is sad. We already had some units that had special abilities connected only to them, like Nasty Skulkers. So, I don't know, but there is no shield wall, which is unfortunate. Then I told you I will be talking about different kinds of ammunition for a single piece of high elven artillery. We learned that there will be only this. So, we have two different kinds of rounds. First, it will be multi-shot round. Multi-shot is pretty interesting indeed. So the base damage is 4 and armor piercing damage is 9 only, but they will be 13 projectiles in total. So that is quite a lot. And 9 armor piercing per person is not so low. And we have additional bonus versus infantry plus 6, which means for the infantry the armor piercing will be actually 15. And that is not something you can ignore. But there is no splash damage, there is only 13 projectiles, and from what you can see in a battle, it's not like super effective. The other is standard round, which does armor piercing damage of 108 and additional 38 of bonus versus large, and some base damage of 27, which is like, yeah, whatever. It is, however, a versatile piece of artillery that you can bring to battlefield and it will do both. Is it more powerful than cannon? I don't know. I've used cannons, whether that was anti-large or anti-infantry, and they worked pretty well. We will have to wait and see. And the Horde 1 riders, I just had to show them, they look amazing. The other things that we learned is some about magic and skills for for different things really. I want to say for high elves, but this one, Apotheosis, is actually for the Mazda Mundi. And as you can see, only 5 magic and replenish hit points of combatant, and also target can cause fear, which is quite amazing. Duration is only 10 seconds, so it remains to be seen how powerful that is, but decent range of 200. And if you can, well, we'll have to wait and see. Probably no overcasting here, so there's a minus, but it's cheap and it can regenerate, and this will go on the top of other abilities that we'll have. For the high elves, we will have a character ability that is Shields of the Old Ones. And this is not Teclis. This is either one of those 3 guys here, so Tyrion or the Lore Master of Hoeth. Well, one of those guys have this ability, and this is actually ward save, plus 44 missile resistance, and plus 8 leadership. And this is actually, you can see that here. It's very, very visible. It's not great, but if anyone is using against you magical attacks, if you are being attacked by magical attack unit like Grey Knights or enemy hero, or someone is casting spells on you, like even the vortex, this is suddenly something very, very cool. Yeah, and Carnosaur breaking totally through Elven Spears is also something cool, and we can see Croxigors very, very nicely done indeed. Then we have Ruination of Cities, and we've seen Ruination of Cities working, and it's a wind spell that is like somewhat like Winds of Death, but it's moving. I urge you to look at the video. It's actually moving very fast, very unpredicting, and it can do quite some damage. But again, this is magical damage. We'll have to wait and see how powerful it is in the real battle. Here, Ruination of Cities is for Mazda Mundi, obviously, and here the player wanted, the guy who was narrating the battle wanted to take out the Hysterion from it. I don't think that was in any danger. I mean, this probably caused like few hundred points damage to per entity, and Tyrion has probably like 4,000. Probably like 4,000. Another very interesting thing was that the Phoenix could also do a wind spell, and this was pretty much similar to Wind of Death or the Shadow, the Pendulum from the Shadow School of Magic. So it looks pretty nice, and you can cast it if you have Phoenix on you, which is pretty cool. And as you can see, this is Fairy Convocation, it's wind. What is very interesting, it's actually cost mana. So you have to have mana. It's not an ability, it's a spell, which is a bit, I don't know, I would expect Phoenix to be able to do this on your own. So duration 10 seconds, as you can see. But it looks like it's a lot faster in the game actually. On the foreground of this is actually the banishment casted by Mazdamundi. We also have a Tempest, which is vortex that, from what I can see, is not moving much, which is very nice, and it's good against flying creatures because it will stop them where they are. Costs 10 mana, so pretty nice, and duration 17 seconds is a lot if it really pulls and holds a flying unit and damages it at the same time. It will be a very nice spell indeed. Finally, we have a ability, Wake of Fire, for the Phoenix, which is a bombardment. As you can see, you can use it 7 times. It doesn't cost any mana, and it causes powerful explosions. And as you can see in here, it will be causing a lot of damage to this mass of lizards. Finally, we have a spell called Hand of Glory, and you can see it here. This is the Tempest, this is the Hand of Glory. That was a wind spell. So this one has a reload skill and melee attack plus significant amount actually, but it is a very cheap spell. It lasts only for 22 seconds. If you can overcast it to the area, it will be pretty decent because your second line archer will profit. Plus 40 reload skill is quite a bonus. All in all, probably not the most powerful spell there is, but very useful indeed. Especially if it will be cheap as before. And here we have last screenshots of few abilities and spells that a lore master of Hoet will have. So it's visible what schools of magic he will be using. And this is pretty much it. This is pretty much it for this video. I hope you like it. If you did, press like, comment if you will, and see my other videos, into the World Warhammer, my mechanics videos, mod reviews, DLC analysis and speculation videos, but also let's plays in Total War series and other games. Thank you for watching, and see you later.